Meteorologist Matthew East here in the Weather on the Ones Forecast Center. Lots of talk in the tropics, so we'll start off this Wednesday edition of the Carolina weather video in the tropics. There is a look at our infrared satellite imagery this morning, and we continue to watch this tropical disturbance. It's interacting with an upper-level low north of Hispaniola this morning. The reconnaissance aircraft went into this area yesterday. They were unable to find a closed low-level circulation, indicating this was just really a sharp tropical wave with a pretty good upper-level low interacting with it. But the reconnaissance plane will be heading back in today. We'll see what they discover. And really most of the modeling still on board with this becoming a decent tropical system. Now this is a look at most of the computer model guidance, or at least a large chunk of it. And notice of all these models, they still recurve this before it can reach the east coast of the United States. But there are a couple of notable exceptions to that. Let me show you some of those. That is the Canadian model. It has been on board with, since day one with bringing this really to the Carolina coast. And the latest run, the 0Z run today, takes it as a pretty strong tropical system as a hurricane, really through the Outer Banks. That's the Canadian. This is the No Gaps model. It's weaker and just offshore, but pretty close to the Carolina coast. The NAM, that is on board with bringing this through the Outer Banks by Friday night. And let's see, a couple of the other models. This is the GFDL. I'm sorry, this is the H-Wharf, Hurricane Wharf model, and it's way out to sea. It has sort of a right bias, so I wouldn't pay a whole lot of attention to the track of this, but notice the pressure on the Hurricane Wharf down to 949. That's pretty low. That's a pretty decent hurricane. And there's the GFDL. It also well offshore, and it takes the pressure down to 981. Now, the thing about the GFDL is it uses the GFS for its initialization data, so if the GFS is not handling things correctly, probably the GFDL is not either. So let's take you through the GFS simply because it's the easiest to show you on the video here in terms of precipitation output, but again, take what it shows with the tropical system, with the potential tropical system, with a grain of salt. And I'll give you sort of the synopsis here in just a moment. All right, this is valid this afternoon, or the precip this afternoon. It should be a dry day across the area, and a pretty hot day. Lower 90s for our highs today, probably lower 90s again tomorrow. But there's our next cold front off to our north and west. There's possibly Danny north of the Bahamas by late tomorrow. We go out to Friday, and I think we will have a pretty good chance for some showers and storms Friday as that front drops in. Your front Friday in the mountains on the GFS, and there's whatever develops out of the tropics moving closer to the Carolina coast. Saturday, looks like some scattered thunderstorms are going to be with us, and then a stronger cold front begins to approach Sunday. And that's going to sweep through, bring us some more thunderstorm chances Sunday. But behind that front, probably the coolest air around here in a while. Looks like a nice taste of fall weather on the way. There's Monday, high pressure of Canadian origins building on in. And Monday, maybe lower 80s for highs. And then get this, how about some 50s for lows Tuesday and Wednesday morning. And yeah, maybe some mid to upper 70s for highs Tuesday and or Wednesday. We'll see. That's Tuesday. That's Wednesday. Looks like a lot of sunshine either way. At most, probably probably lower 80s for highs those days. Low levels of humidity. Really, again, a nice taste of autumn weather. Football type of weather. Just in time for the start of college football season later on next week. So looks like some really nice air in here around Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But let me go back to the first graphic here. Let's talk about our tropical system. I think odds are this will become some type of tropical or subtropical system within the next 24 hours or so. And I really think this probably winds up taking a track pretty close to the North Carolina Outer Banks Friday night or Saturday morning. Now, if you have a beach trip planned, first of all, a lot of heavy surf's coming, once again, from the Florida coast all the way up to New England. But if you have a beach trip planned this weekend, especially Friday and Saturday, and especially along the North Carolina Outer Banks, you need to pay close attention to the weather. It is not time to cancel your trip at all. But you need to keep monitoring things and just be aware you could have a tropical system knocking on your door by late Friday. And in terms of intensity, sure, this could make it up to a hurricane if it gets its act together. That's within the realm of possibility. We'll see how strong it can get. It has to organize first, has to develop that closed low-level circulation. But this is something we'll obviously keep tracking for you. Keep up to date with the tropical updates on News 14 Carolina at 21 minutes and 51 minutes past the hour. And we will, of course, keep you completely up to date. That is it for today's edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Next edition of the video should be posted bright and early tomorrow morning on Thursday morning. Everyone have a great day today, and God bless.